welcome to my WWE Fastlane 2017 reactions and recap. This is the last pay-per-view before we head on to the biggest show of sports entertainment. One of my favorite events I love watching every year. Been a long time fan of WWE. I know it's scripted, but I've been watching it for several years, ever since I was little, and I still watch this show. I literally watch this show start from the top, go down, and get worse over the years, and as they came out of the Attitude Era, and now it's PG now, and it's a lot has changed. There's different superstars and different wrestlers in the company now that I've grown to like a lot, and like Seth Rollins, for example, and many others out there. But in this video, I'm going to recap all the matches one by one in order, and then talk about who won, and then I'll give my reactions about what I thought, and maybe some of the things that I would like to see at Wrestlemania, stuff that I think is going to possibly happen at Wrestlemania, and then that'll be it for this video. Now, my favorite pay-per-view was has always been Survivor Series, but they took out some of the older pay-per-views that they used to have, so it's a different show now. But anyway, now we have kickoff matches for these pay-per-views now, and these kickoff matches aren't really a part of the show, but I'm still gonna go through them. There was only one kickoff match for Fastlane. It was Rich Swann and Akira Tozawa versus Brian Kendrick, or the Brian Kendrick, and Noam with Alicia Fox at ringside, I think she was. And the winner of that match was Rich Swann and Akira, just like I knew would possibly happen for the kickoff match. Now, that was the only kickoff match for the event. Now we're going to get into all the main matches that took place for this pay-per-view. Now, one thing I want to say is that this was a loaded match card with plenty of matches for Raw, and this was the Raw exclusive pay-per-view, since SmackDown's last pay-per-view was the Elimination Chamber. I believe it was when Bray Wyatt won the title. Now, the first match for the show was Sami Zayn versus Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe obviously won. I knew Joe was going to win this match. And the next match, Big Cass and Enzo taking on Karl Anderson and Luke Gallows for the Tag Team Championship. The Tag Team Championships. Gallows and Anderson retained, just like I suspected. Most of these matches I already going to predict. I already predicted most of the winners for. Next was Nia Jax and Sasha Banks. I thought Nia Jax was going to probably win again, but I'm really glad Sasha ended up winning now, finding a way to win and beat Nia Jax. Jinder Mahal. These two matches were really unannounced and were announced backstage by Mick Foley. Rusev looks a lot different now. If you guys probably noticed his haircut, he doesn't have like longer hair now. It looks better. I think his hair looks better this way. He looks a lot different now. Mick Foley decided to put Jinder Mahal and Rusev in singles competition, so both Jinder Mahal and Rusev will no longer be teaming up anymore as part of a tag team. So I honestly thought they were going to end up facing each other one-on-one, but they end up having separate opponents picked by Mick Foley. So the first match was Jinder Mahal versus Cesaro, and Cesaro ended up winning that match. And then Rusev, I thought Rusev was going to end up taking on Sheamus, but instead Rusev ended up facing the Big Show, and Big Show ended up winning that match. And right after that, this was personally the best match of the pay-per-view, my favorite match of the entire pay-per-view. I'm not sure people will probably feel the same way about Fastlane 2017, but this was my favorite, and I really loved the Cruiserweight Championship match between Neville and Jack Gallagher. I really like Jack Gallagher. I didn't know much about him, and honestly, I never watched a 205 live show before. I didn't know about these wrestlers because I don't own the network, and I ended up watching these pay-per-views from a sports streaming site like many others. Some people out there probably go to watch these pay-per-views and sports events. It's not just WWE, it's just all types of different events and stuff like that you can watch. But this match stole the show, and this Cruiserweight Championship match between Neville and Jack Gallagher. And when they started to make an appearance on the Raw roster, since the Cruiserweights are Raw exclusive. They're not on SmackDown, and they have their own show immediately after SmackDown on Tuesdays. I didn't know anything about these wrestlers, but the cruiserweights really are talented. I like all the cruiserweights in the cruiserweight division. Jack Gallagher has become one of my favorites, and I like him alongside of Rich Swann. I would say those are my top two favorite cruiserweights. But this match was definitely the best match of the event to me, and it was really entertaining. Lots of good moves, and I really thought Jack Gallagher was gonna win, unfortunately, but Neville is pretty good too. I like Neville as well. Since he's no longer a good guy, he's a heel this time. Neville ended up retaining his Cruiserweight Championship. And right after that, the next match was Braun Strowman versus Roman Reigns. Do I have to really tell you who won? Because Roman Reigns, I knew would obviously win, because Braun Strowman was dominating. And Braun Strowman has definitely been dominating Roman Reigns night after night, over and over. Even when Roman Reigns had the drop on him, Braun Strowman was still destroying him and ended up coming on top, standing tall every single show. So I knew they were probably going to have Roman Reigns win, the against all odds thing. So I don't know. I like Braun Strowman, but I think he deserves a push. And Roman Reigns definitely had his moment in his spotlight already. Main event in WrestleMania, winning the Royal Rumble match, the 1 versus all Royal Rumble match, and winning the title and everything like that. So I don't know what they're going to probably do. And some people were saying, oh, they're probably going to do Roman Reigns versus Undertaker at WrestleMania. I don't know I don't know what they're going to do next, but we'll probably find out tomorrow as we get on the way to WrestleMania, which is not too far away. I think 27 days basically right now by the time you guys see this. Baylee versus Charlotte for the Raw's Women's Championship match. Baylee ended up retaining, but I thought Dana Brooke was going to come out there and try to interfere, but Sasha Banks ended up coming out when Charlotte tried to grab Baylee's tights to cheat her way to victory somehow, some way. But I was just surprised Dana Brooke didn't end up coming out there. But I think Sasha's going to probably want to face Baylee next and try to get involved. Maybe at WrestleMania it might be Baylee versus Charlotte versus Sasha Banks, and maybe it might even turn into a fatal 4-way between Dana Brooke might want to get involved, and I think Dana Brooke should probably start competing again, because it was pretty funny that now that I mentioned Dana Brooke, Charlotte actually told her to get off the stage and leave the arena because she probably wanted to win by herself, not needing Dana Brooke when she's been interfering for the majority of her matches like Ric Flair has. But which is the only reason why she's been 16-0 at these pay-per-view events, like they keep on saying. But they just did that to her to make her look weak, but she's not. She's talented and she can win on her own. She doesn't need She doesn't need Dana Brooke, Ric Flair, or anyone else at ringside to help her cheat her way to victory. But pretty good match, because I always love the women's division, and now it's not just divas now. These are talented women with actual wrestling ability and skill, and not just for the looks. The main event, I can't call this a main event, Kevin Owens versus Goldberg, because I watched it. It was just only 5 minutes left, basically, for the pay-per-view. And I knew Goldberg was going to probably be a quick victory. I knew Chris Jericho was going to possibly come out there and get involved. I also thought Lesnar was going to probably show up and try to get involved in the match too. But what was the main event? Kevin Owens just going in and out of the ring, playing mind games with Goldberg, as Goldberg just stood there, eagerly waiting for him to come into the ring. Kevin Owens just kept going in and out, in and out, in and out. And that was basically the main event. And then Chris Jericho, once Kevin Owens decides to come into the ring to face Goldberg head on, Chris Jericho's music hits by no surprise, and Kevin Owens gets distracted, and then there's your spear, and then the jackknife, and then there's your new champion for Universal Champion. So Goldberg is going to be the champion going to WrestleMania to face Brock Lesnar. So that's going to be a title match. But is that going to be the main event? It's not, because Orton won the Rumble for SmackDown, so it's probably going to be the SmackDown match with Orton, Bray Wyatt, and AJ Styles. Maybe someone else might get involved for the WrestleMania main event. But that was basically the whole entire event. But again, my personal favorite the best match was Jack Gallagher and Neville. I really enjoyed that match. Jack Gallagher is really good. I liked him. I did want to definitely see him win the title. Maybe he'll definitely win in the future. Neville is damn well good on the rest of the Cruiserweight division that I really enjoy watching. But those are all the matches. So I don't know how you guys felt about the pay-per-view. I think it was good, but for me, I'm glad because I don't have the network. I can just continue to jump on the streaming site, these sports streaming websites, and watch these pay-per-view free of charge. But so I really can't really complain. Oh, the pay-per-view was shitty. Oh, this should never happen. And this, that, and the other. But that was my favorite match, the best match that I enjoyed by far. And I don't know what they're gonna probably do since Raw is tomorrow. Monday Night Raw. We'll probably just start seeing what else is possibly gonna happen. But I don't know if they're gonna do Roman Reigns versus Undertaker, because isn't Undertaker on SmackDown? I'm thinking they're probably gonna do John Cena versus Undertaker, because ever since John Cena probably mentioned him from the promo during when he was on Miz TV, I think that's probably what he's gonna probably do, because he doesn't have anything else to do. He's not in the title picture, so maybe he'll probably want to face the Undertaker at WrestleMania. It'll probably be John Cena, Undertaker. Roman Reigns, I don't know. He might want to. Why would he get into the title picture? I just don't know. It's so many questions because I don't know what the writers are thinking of doing next, especially from these results. Now that Goldberg is the champion, I know for sure Brock Lesnar is going to beat Goldberg at WrestleMania, because he's already beaten Brock Lesnar really fast, really quickly, twice already. I think he already beat him twice already, and obviously they're probably going to make it an actual match where Brock Lesnar gets his revenge and conquers Goldberg at WrestleMania, just like he did with the Streak. So that's one thing I also see happening at WrestleMania, but I don't know what they're going to do with Undertaker. I think he needs to retire for sure, because I think he's definitely been enough WrestleManias, and the streak's over. What's the point of having him at WrestleMania and putting the streak online? And I guess it was it was silly last time when they put him on WrestleMania against Bray Wyatt. We knew he was gonna win, but we'll just have to find out tomorrow and maybe Tuesday for SmackDown, for Raw on Monday, and then SmackDown Live on Tuesday to see what else they do for WrestleMania. And only time will tell what else they decide to do for main event and for the match card. And I'm sure Kevin Owens is going to probably cost Chris Jericho his United States Championship, because he'll probably have to defend it maybe tomorrow night on Raw possibly. But that's going to do it for this video. Thank you for watching, and feel free to share your reactions about the pay-per-view for Fastlane, WWE Fastlane, if you watched it. And if you haven't watched it, you didn't have to watch all the video, this whole entire video to be spoiled. You can check it out for yourself if you missed it. And if you are a WWE fan or a former WWE fan, regardless if you hate it, love the pay-per-view or not, feel free to comment if you want to. But again, that Cruiserweight match was the best match for me. But thanks for watching, and share your thoughts below if you want to.